Hey guys, it's Brie. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a full face of $1 makeup. All of this makeup I bought off of ShopMissA. It is a website where everything on the website is $1, which is super awesome. I love finding affordable stuff that works well, so I'm excited to test out all of this stuff. I did do an unboxing haul of my ShopMissA order, so if you want to see that, I will link it down below. I tried to get everything to do a full face, which I think I did pretty good. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to go in with is this AOA Wonder Skin Perfecting Blur Primer, and I wish I would have got another primer because this one literally has glitter in it. Like, I'm not sure why they put glitter in a primer, but they did. It says a skin perfecting primer that blurs imperfections and boosts the radiance of foundation. It seriously has glitter in it. Like, I'm so annoyed that I only got one primer. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, that's glitter. It kind of feels like a gel moisturizer. I'm hoping that when you rub, oh, it's getting really tacky. That's nice. Oh no, I can see glitter. Yep. That is glitter all over my face. How nice. It's really, really tacky though, so that's awesome. I wonder if they have a different one that doesn't have glitter in it. That is just terrible. Okay, so for foundation, I got this Amuse Matte Finish Foundation. Why doesn't this have the shade? Like, none of these have shade names on them. And then I also got this Santee Aqua Stylish Silky Milk Foundation, which you can see is a lot darker. I am just going to probably mix these two. And I haven't used any of these products. I haven't even swatched them. Okay, so this is really thick foundation. You get 1.2 ounces in this bottle right here, which is more than a standard bottle of foundation, so that's kind of cool. And it was $1. And then this one has 1.05 ounces. So I'm just going to mix a little bit, especially because this one's a matte foundation and the other one is silky. Don't know what that means. So I'm just going to take, I did buy this. Look at how big this is. When I bought this and I unboxed it in that haul video, it was already so squishy and felt so nice, and then when I wet it, look at how huge that is. That it like grew like 3 sizes and it feels so nice, so I'm really excited to try this out. This one item though was $1.55 I believe, but I think when you buy it they donate to something. I should have looked better. Okay. That is thick foundation. I'm going to mix some more of the Amuse lighter foundation. It feels very thick. I'd say it is medium to full coverage. It looks really nice. It's blending out nicely. Doesn't look like a terrible shade match. I think it looks pretty decent. I'm building up the coverage a little bit more on this cheek. It looks pretty dewy and it is sticky right now. Let's see if that will set down on its own. I'm the type of person, I always set my face with a powder. I do have more oily skin. Okay, so for concealer, I got this AOA Studio Wonder Cover HD Concealer in this shade Porcelain. gonna spot conceal a couple spots. My skin looks really dark now. It looks like this foundation might be oxidizing a little bit. I'm gonna take that up on my eye just to prime my eyes too. Okay, that was very light. I should not have got porcelain. I always think that I'm lighter than I am. All of this is very sticky. I feel like it looks a little crazy in the viewfinder, but it looks fine. Okay, so I love this. I love this sponge. I think it's amazing, especially for $1.50. Okay, so I bought a few powders. I bought 3 of these powders, which these are the Malibu Glitz powders. I bought 2 of them to bronze or contour with. It's obviously a bronze shade. Okay, so I got this one to set, or this one is Cleanesta pressed powder. I'm not really sure. That's really light, so I'm gonna actually take the sponge that it came with and set the concealer. The concealer looks nice set. It looks very airbrushed. That's surprising. My face makeup is looking pretty good. So then I am gonna take a big fluffy brush. This is one I got off of Amazon. And this powder, I think this is in the shade Fair, but it's definitely darker than that other one. So then I'm just gonna go ahead and set the rest of my face. Wipe off any excess that I had on my eyes. I am surprised right now. My nose looks really good. Normally foundation just looks terrible on my nose. It looks crackly and it just never looks great, and it actually looks really good on my nose right now. To contour, I got this contour. Okay, could we just calm down a little bit? For contour, I'm going to take this contour palette that I got. This whole kit was $1. It even came with a little brush, which I'm going to try to use it with. These are very light shades, so I would assume if you're any deeper than me, they're probably not going to work that well. Oh, I didn't even think about this to set the under eyes. These highlight shades. I'm going to take this one right here and just put it right under my eyes and see if I can brighten that a little bit. Okay, so to contour, I'm going to take this middle kind of ashy shade right here, and I'm going to pick it up on this little slanted brush. Looks like I'm not getting any product at all. That looks like I put nothing on my face. And I am like digging my brush. Like digging my brush into it, and you can see a little bit of fallout. It's just like it has no pigment. Okay, that's not working. So I'm gonna take, I got these 2 shades. I think I'm gonna take this one right here, which it doesn't have a shade on it. So I have no idea. I don't know why they don't have the shade names, but I'm gonna pick that one up. It's a little warm, but I think it'll be okay. That looks nice. I like that. I think that worked really nicely. It's pretty warm, but it worked as a really good backup for that contour palette that didn't really work. Yeah, I think that looks really nice. It's going on smoothly. It doesn't look patchy at all, and it's blending out really nicely. I'm gonna go in with this one. This just says number 6. The other one was number 2. And I'm just gonna try to bronze my face with it, just very lightly. Bronze my neck since it's 14 shades lighter than the rest of my body. I'm gonna go in with this blush. It's by Muse. Like that is a cute little rose print on it. It is very, very toned down. So I'm going to go in with a little bit of this, and then I also bought another blush, so I will try that one out as well. Okay, so that was really light. I barely see it at all. I think if you are very fair, that would be a beautiful blush. I did get this blush duo, also by Muse, and this little thing already came out when I opened my package, but it came with these 2 blushes, which look so nice. I really love the colors. Okay, those don't look like anything here. Let me do some better swatches. I'm actually obsessed with this one right here. I think it's beautiful, so I think I'm gonna go in with that one, which is this deeper shade right here. Just lightly. Okay, so that was really pigmented. Like, I barely tapped my brush into that. So I'm just gonna shear that out. That's Brie.
Brie.
Yeah, it's Brie.
Brie.
Yeah. Okay, so that was a very intense and pigmented, so I brushed a lot of it away. Sometimes I just can't get blush to work for me, and it just doesn't, and it won't. So far, I'm really impressed with mostly everything that I've used. I think my face looks really nice. I am very surprised. So for highlight, I'm going to go in with this AOA Studio Wonder Baked Highlighter. This is in the shade Cream Puff, and it is just a very white, pearly highlight. I mean, you can see that's pretty intense. So we'll see how that looks. I believe I only bought one highlighter. Yeah, this is pretty glittery. I don't hate it, but it's a little too chunky for me. It is just clinging and really emphasizing my texture. Next, I'm going to go and do my brows. This is by Muse Cosmetics. This is an eyebrow powder. Why do none of these have shades? None of them. None of them say the shade on them. But this is what it looks like. So I'm just going to comb out my brows. And I'm going to take this little angled brush that I got off of Amazon, I believe. And I'm just going to fill my brows in. Okay, so I think that filled them in nicely. I didn't get a clear brow gel, which I like to use when I'm using powder. I like to use that to set my brows, but it went on really nicely. I could have went with a darker shade, but it looks like I'm able to build up the color quite a bit to just make it a little bit darker. Okay, so I think that went on really nicely. I wish I did have a clear brow gel to set my brows with, but I think they look really nice, and I'm all for powders. That's like my favorite thing to do my eyebrows with is powders, so for $1. Okay, so I'm gonna move on to my eyes, which for my eyes I picked up this eyeshadow palette by Muse, and I already primed and set my eyes with the concealer and the powder. I am not going to use the little applicator that comes with this. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this lightest shade right here and just put that right under my brows to highlight. So then I'm going to go ahead and pick up this shade right here, and this is just a Wet n Wild fluffy brush, and I'm just going to work that in as a transition shade. Next I'm going to take this brown right here and just deepen up that crease. Okay, so it is kind of hard for me to build this color up. I've been really having to work it. I've been having to really try to build up this color. I don't know if it's just because these shades are really light, but I'm gonna go and pick up a more concentrated fluffy brush. I'm gonna pick up this one, which I got in a set from Amazon. And I'm gonna pick up this deepest brown shade, and we'll see if we can get some pigment. I'm gonna put that on the outer corner. Okay, so if you can see, like, this brown looks extremely dark, but just placing it on my eye, it is not pigmented at all. So I'm just really gonna just build that color up and pack it on. Okay, so I packed on that brown like a lot. I packed it on a lot, and it is barely showing up. So I'm just gonna take that first blending brush and just blend. At least we know the shadows blend nicely. They're just not very pigmented. I don't hate it, I'm just not that impressed with it. But for $1 where you get 8 shades, how much can you expect from it? I'm gonna pick up that highlighter that I used by AOA Wonder. I'm just gonna pick that up on my finger and place that all over the inner part of the lid, since that palette did not come with any shimmer shades. I'm surprised I only got one eyeshadow palette. I don't know what I was thinking when I was ordering stuff. I think it's just so overwhelming because there's so much stuff on that site. Okay, so it's just a very toned down kind of neutral look. I'm gonna take this little e.l.f. eye crease brush, and I'm just gonna pick up that darkest brown and mix it a little bit with this red and just put that on the lower lash line. I am also gonna take that highlight, and I'm gonna use that as an inner corner highlight and a brow bone highlight. Okay, so I really like that as an inner corner highlight. I think it looks really beautiful. I didn't buy like a stick eyeliner. I bought this blue this blue pencil, but I don't think that will look good on my waterline, so I'm just not gonna do that. So I did buy this Amuse Cosmetics matte liquid eyeliner. I'm not good at liquid eyeliner, so I'm just gonna line my eyes. I'm not gonna try to do a wing. It has one of those hard plastic tips, I believe. So that went on really nicely. Personally, I don't like the applicator. I don't like brushes like this. It reminds me of the Wet n Wild H2O proof liquid eyeliner. I just did a very tiny little baby wing. Okay, so that is what the liner looks like. It definitely, I don't know if that's drying down matte. It dried down nicely. Okay, so my camera shut off. I'm hoping that I got everything else. Yesterday I did my BoxyCharm unboxing and it didn't record the whole first half, so oh my gosh, fingers crossed it was recorded this whole time because I would be so mad. Okay, so I just put on that mascara on my lower lash line. I'm gonna add a coat to my top lashes. Hopefully it didn't skip anything. I'm still gonna edit this video, so if it skipped a part, I'll put in if it did. This camera is just making me mad. So I did order these little lash applicator tool thing. I've never used these before. So I'm excited to see if these work better than my tweezers. These are also from AOA Studio. And then I got 2 different sets of lashes. I got number 62 and number 702, which is more my style. So I'm gonna take these ones. So I'm just gonna take these, I don't even really know how to use these, and just place them. I mean, that went on pretty easy. Okay, so it looks like I got those on pretty good. I don't know how I feel about that little lash applicator. It's kind of weird, but also I'm not used to using that. But I mean, it put my lashes on just fine. I'm gonna add a coat of mascara. Seriously guys, I don't know what I'm supposed to do if my camera just keeps shutting off. Like, I completely have to refilm my BoxyCharm today, which is gonna be up first because I like to get that up right after I get it, but it is so annoying. I've never had it shut off so many times and like mess up as it has this past week. Okay, so next is lips, which is my favorite, and I bought a ton of lip products. These are all the lipsticks that I got. So I'm thinking one of these two. Maybe I'll put this red on the outside and just put this right on the center of my lips. This first lip color. It's kind of weird. It dries down really fast. I definitely had to put a couple layers on, which it still looks kind of splotchy. Like I said, I didn't get a setting spray. I didn't see one, or I just didn't look for one, but I didn't get one. So this is the finished product. This is everything that I used on my face. I'm going to kind of go through and tell you guys what I thought, how I think everything worked. The primer, didn't really like it. It got really tacky and everything, but the glitter in it just killed it for me. I think my foundation went on really nice over the top of it, but like I said, the glitter, that's just, who's like, let me put glitter in a primer? That sounds great. No. The foundations, I think, look great. They went great on my skin. I think my makeup looks really nice. It blended out really, really nicely. So I'm actually excited to keep testing these out. We'll have to see how they wear through the day, but I really like that. The sponge I'm obsessed with. I already want to buy more. It is so squishy and soft, and it put on my product so nicely, and it's just so big and it just feels so nice. So I really like this. Concealer, I am pleasantly surprised by this and this powder. They together make my under eyes look airbrushed. It looks so nice. Like, I was so surprised. Like, it blended out, the concealer blended out really, really nicely, but then when I went over the top of it with this powder, it just completely made my under eyes look perfect and bright and beautiful. I was so surprised. So I'm excited to keep trying these too. The powders that I used for contour, bronzer, and to set the rest of my face, they all went on nicely. I do like the darker shades for contour and bronzer. I think it looks really nice, and I will definitely keep trying these ones out as well. I can see myself reaching for these quite a bit, actually. The blushes that I use, these are beautiful. They're really, really pigmented, so I would go in with a really light hand if you do have these, but I think the colors are gorgeous. This one is just so, so light that I couldn't see it. I'm actually tan right now, thank you, but this is so light that you could barely see it on my skin. I think if you have very fair skin, this would be beautiful. This highlight I really liked for an inner corner and a brow bone highlight. Not so much on my cheeks. I think it's just a little bit too chunky. Actually, now that it's kind of set in, I think it looks really pretty. It doesn't look as chunky as it did right when I put it on. I think if you blend it out nicely and don't pack it on too much, I think you can really get away with using this. The eyeshadow palette I was not that impressed with. For $1 for 8 shades, you can't complain too much. I think it looks really nice. It's a really subtle neutral brown look, and I think it looks fine, and I totally made it work. But these are not pigmented at all. I packed on that darkest brown, this shade right here, right onto the inner corner. That is so light. Like, I was barely able to get any color payoff from this, so I would pass on this. I don't think it was that great. I don't think it's even worth wasting your money on. The eyebrow powder that I bought, I think I really like this. It went on very nicely. It still looks nice on my brows. It was really easy to just fill in my brows. I think if you don't already have a lot of brow hairs like me, I have pretty much full brows, and I just need this to darken it. I think it worked really well. I'm not sure how it would work with someone who doesn't have a lot of brow hairs. It is just a powder, so it worked really well for me. For the eyeliner and the mascara doesn't really matter to me. I always have to put on falsies because mine are so tiny. It did smudge on my lower lash line. The brush was just a little too big for me, so I would probably pass on this. The eyeliner looks really nice. It went on really nicely, dried down really nice. It does look like a good matte black liner. I don't really like the applicator, but that's just personal preference for me. I think for $1 this is great. These eyelashes I think are really cute. They're wispy. They are not very dramatic. These are more natural, and I really like them. They went on nicely. I will definitely buy more eyelashes from them. This eyelash applicator, I personally just am not very good at using this. I'm sure with a little bit more practice this might be easier than my tweezers, and I won't worry about stabbing my eyeball out. It put them on nicely, and I was able to squeeze my lashes and the fake lashes together really nicely without getting my eye. So that's really nice. I'll definitely keep using this. For $1, I think it works great. These two lipsticks that I used, this one's kind of weird. You had to build it up quite a bit, and it was so liquidy and just light that I don't think it's going to wear nicely throughout the day. It definitely looks good on my lips. It took me a minute to get it this, but I think it looks really nice. I really don't think it's going to wear throughout the day though. This looked good, just lightened the center of my lips. I did have these other 6 lip products that I have not used yet, but I'm sure I will be using these soon. Oh yeah, the contour palette. I didn't like this. I didn't think it worked. It wasn't pigmented at all. So this is a pass for me too. I mean, it's big and nice and bulky, and it comes with 6 shades for $1, which is amazing, but if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If you guys liked this video and liked videos like this, give this video a thumbs up so that I know. Make sure to comment down below if you've ever ordered anything from ShopMissA and what your experience was. I am pleasantly surprised with mostly everything that I used. I think my makeup looks great, especially for 17 items. All for $1, so this full face was under $20, and I think it looks great. I could have also got away without testing out the one blush and the contour palette, but I think this all is great. So I liked basically everything that I tried. The only thing I didn't like was the eyeshadow, but other than that, I think my makeup looks great. I'm so pleasantly surprised. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure to give it a thumbs up so that I know. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. I post 3 videos every week. If you have any suggestions for looks or products that you want me to test out, go ahead and leave me a comment down below and I'll be sure to check them out. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in my next video.